hair is Zoe, and the one with the blonde hair is Maddie. So, this is the Thomas cabin. The one back there is the Skinner cabin, and the one up there is the Tyler cabin. So, as you can see, I know you already saw the 70s and 70s, but it's a lot better than that one. So, the average amount of pregnancies for women would probably be around 20. So, I know I cannot imagine that. But not all of those would live up to adulthood, and not all of those would live up to birth anyways. So probably around 10 to 15 people are living in this one small space. The most that could be living here probably be around 30, could be around 30. So quite packed all the time, because amongst the original settlers were farmers, so farmhands were very much needed at this time. So with our fire, this fire is on all year long. It's very, very crucial to these settlers. So, for example, if you're outside the fort during winter and your coals go out, you are done for. Like, there's nothing you can do. Because you need it to sanitize your food and your water. Because if you don't have drinkable water, you could get very, very sick. So, this fire is on all year long. So, it means these stones and these stones heat up very, very hot. So, it's constantly pushing hot air in here all year long. So, and also I have to reach my whole body into the fire to grab my pot. So, good design. Maddie can tell you about the food and the meals during the day. Oh my gosh, keep mixing them up. Zoe.
Okay, so usually the people would have 3 meals. It would be breakfast, dinner, and then supper. For breakfast, people would usually have bread, and then for dinner, people would usually have meat that they hunted. And then for supper, they'd have soup or leftover food, so that they wouldn't go to bed on an empty stomach.
Yep, and not a full stomach either. So breakfast at the beginning of the day, dinner's at midday, and supper's at the end of the day. Because you're working till the sun comes up, till the sun goes down. So during midday, you want to have a big, big meal to get you for the rest of the day. So kids would be sleeping on the floor, adults would be sleeping on the bed. Do you want to go tell them about the bed?
Yeah. So there's a quote to it.
The quotes are, don't let the bed bugs bite. I'm sure you guys have heard that one. And hitting the hay. That's because
there's hay in this bed. That's what they used back then.
Yeah, the mattress was stuffed with hay.
And lots of the times the hay would poke you, which feels like bug bites, and there was probably bugs in there. So
yeah, so very uncomfortable. And also, again, like she was saying, when the hay would prick you, it'd probably feel like a bug bite. So very gross, dirty, buggy, scratchy all the time.
And both of the blankets are made from
The weaver.
Chloe and Jasmine, but they're not here today.
Yeah, they're not here today. And also, speaking of weaving, that's where the clothes are made from. With the washing machine, you're washing your undergarment. Do you remember what it's called? The shift. So you're washing your shift every single day because it's close to the skin, so it gets the most disgusting. So once you're washing your shift every single day, you probably around 5 to 6 of them. The rest of your clothes probably around once or twice a month. So I actually do some work here at the fort, and I'm trying to teach them as well. We are sometimes in the candle shed, and we're also in the garden. But the candle shed, we don't just make candles there. Period appropriate, we would have made soap. We don't make soap because it's a very hard process. So you have to use your imagination. I have no idea what a leaching tub looks like, so take it as you will. But how we would make it is you'd take straw and charred wood and kind of make like a layered cake and fill it through back here. And then you'd add tallow, which is animal fat, and water. And at a certain point, that mixture would kind of solidify and kind of turn into like a jelly. And then you'd go to your chickens, get a chicken egg, put it right on top. If that chicken egg sinks all the way to the bottom, that means you have to dump your whole mixture out and start all over again. But if it sits right on top, that means it's done and you can make your soap. So soap is a very scarce resource. It also smells really bad. It's really rough on the skin. It's really not a good soap, but it works in the long run. So, but if we don't have any questions, we can now go to 1770s.
Yeah, sure.